What's your time back with my SmackDown review for July 3rd, 2026. Um, and then put the freaking. One moment. Okay. Sorry about that. This was a tape edition that was happened that Raw took place, so I guess that's probably why tomorrow's the 4th of July. So let's get into it. It was in Atlantic City, New Jersey, like the Boardwalk Hall as well. So yeah. Um, we actually start out with Sami Zayn coming out and he said the reason he hold this he never people told him things or he will go to do. He doesn't want to do and all that, and one of those people can kiss his ass, but he won't. Some of the crowd chanting for Sammy and all that. And then out comes Cody Rhodes. He, says, reminder that something from what Sammy said, that when Cody won the title, Sammy was one of them to congratulate him. And then Jey Uso comes out. And all this is set up another contenders match for tonight because of Bald Eagle, because he's the acting just manager of SmackDown because Nick Aldis took a vacation. That's another really why and all that. Yeah. Anyways, we cut the championship complaints about that. And then we cut where Charlotte gets interviewed, caught up by Alexa, having issues with her team with his friend. The two were interrupted by her. And then Chelsea Gray comes in, and I was like, what the fuck? First off, why in the fuck is Charlotte teaming up with these two? And they lose to Corrigan and her job squad. But it's children who eat the pinfall, so. Yeah, what the fuck? Just a 2 out of 5 will give it. Anyway, talk about season 3 premiere of Unreal on Netflix. I'm not a fan of that show. And then they talk about what happened between Gunther and Nick Aldis, and then all this being Lee, Sins and Lee's and Adam Pearce becomes the acting GM of SmackDown and all that. Sammy confronts him about competing on Raw. Pierce talks about a great champion being on a great show before wishing him the best, and then Adam walks away. And Sammy sees the fucking dead corpse of Johnny Gargano again. Like, why in the fuck is he? Anyways, we get a Triple A Cruiserweight matchup. Yeah. Ray Phoenix defeats Valkyrie. This was a really good match. And yeah, 3 out of 5 will give it, and that was that. Anyways, after that, they show what happened last week in London, and Julia starts giving her thoughts, and then Kiana Chase, who runs in, and the former United States before Blake Marvel blindsided the both of them. Who fucking cares, really? I'm skipping the rewind stuff because I already talked about all that rewind nonsense. Anyways, the match was made official And then Royce keeps confronting Jacob Fatu, waiting for Roman Reigns. Jimmy Uso said they're looking for Solo, and if Royce isn't going to help out, they'll handle family business. And that was that. And then Royce says, blood doesn't make you family and all that. Anyways, then Triple H and Carmelo Hayes comes out. They talk about a bunch of stuff. They say he talks about Ricky Saints not getting the job done. Then Carmelo Hayes comes, and there was a brawl. That was that. Then we see Matt Cardona chatting with Danhausen. And of course, offering to give him some backup in his war against the Judgment Day. He said he already got backup. Someone from New York that he needs to pick up. He asked if Cardona wants to help him and all that. And there's Miz and Kid Wilson, saying their catchphrases. Funny. It was funny, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, then I can't pronounce it. Oh god. Lazy he defeats Brie Bella. This was a bad match. Moving on, 1. And then afterwards, R-Truth and Nathan Frazier had a hot dog eating contest, and then in comes the War Raiders saying they're looking for a shot at the tag team titles. I don't really know what to talk about that. Finn Balor chats with Cody Rhodes for a moment, and Tama Tonga comes out to says Finn he talks to the elders about what about the next after that, and then Tonga attacks him and set a match between them. Next week. So yeah. And then finally, yeah, this was a 2-hour Raw of SmackDown. Thank God. Thank God. Cody Rhodes defeats Jimmy Uso to win the number 1 contender spot to go to Raw. Why Raw, though? Cody won. That was that. It was a good match, but yeah, 3 out of 5. Overall, it was actually a watchable episode of SmackDown. That's all I have to say, really. I give it a C+. Yeah. So I'll do W3 NWO World Tour tomorrow. And that's basically all I have to say, really. Like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel, Vacation, as well as my second channel, Tyler's Retro Reviews. Subscribe there so you will see TNA Destination X 2011 and all that. Bye-bye.